Hi everyone. I just wanted to walk through how to navigate Socratis, your website for your textbook and your homework material. So once you're able to log in, you can use this video to see exactly where to find your textbook sections, where to find the ALA for homework, and then where to find your 3S and your home lab reports as well. So I'm going to show you on my screen. It'll look slightly different because I have the professor access. But for everyone, you're going to go to cstate.socratis.net. You're going to put in whatever username you used or your Cincinnati State email address, your password that you've set, and you're going to go ahead and log in. And it will bring you to your desktop. So when you come to your desktop, you'll have a few different options to pick from. So it'll look somewhat similar to this, okay? You have here a section called Integrated Biology, a section for your labs. This down here is going to be the 3S that we talk about. And then you have a work readiness module, which I'll discuss as well. The main one you're going to use is this first integrated biology section. So I'm going to click on that section, learn more. Integrated biology is where your textbook is contained, as well as your ALA homework assignments. So in this section, you'll see that you have a biochemistry, cellular, molecular, and an organismal section. Those are the 4 sections that we're covering in our class, and they will match the 4 sections in your paper textbook. Online, you also have a math and science section. So that's a little extra help for any of you who are uncomfortable with the math concepts in this class. And that's a good way for you to review some of the different concepts on your own. Okay, but the first 4 sections are the ones that we are going to be covering in the course, and we're starting out with biochemistry. So as I mentioned yesterday in class, your physical textbook, the paper copy, is not all-inclusive. How the class is set up is that I, as the instructor, usually teach just on the paper textbook sections. So the ones that you will have in your paper textbook are usually what you'll see and what you'll be preparing for our in-person class. In person, right? For all of the other sections, it doesn't mean that you don't need to know them, but you're going to be doing homework assignments on them instead. So this website, Socratis, will have all of the homework assignments, all of the chapters for the entire book, not just the ones that are printed in your paper copy, okay? So in order to find your different sections, I want you to remember that the names match exactly with what's on Blackboard and what's in your paper textbook to what is on this website. So we're starting with biochemistry. I can come over here and drop down this little box and it'll show me all of the sections in biochemistry. Now again, you'll have a lot of these printed in your paper book, but not all of them. Here is where you find all of them. This helps me see a nice overview. I could also click on biochemistry here and see all of the same sections. Now the names of these sections are going to match exactly with the names of the lectures on our pacing guide and with the names of the homework assignments. So our first 2 sections we're reading for Thursday is Changing the Way We Think and the Stuff of Science. If I go into our first section, Changing the Way We Think, it's going to pull up all the material I need for this section. It'll talk about the objectives, what I hope to learn, the big idea, again, my takeaways. And right here where it says section concepts, this is your textbook. So it's not a PDF. It actually drops down these boxes, and all of the material underneath section concept is what will be replicated in your paper textbook for those paper chapters. So know that anything under section concept is going to be your actual textbook material. You'll need to click through all of the sections and read through all of that thoroughly to get the material. So that's all my textbook right there. Now, if I keep scrolling down, I have something else called section resources. You can see some vocabulary terms, just a reminder of the words that were highlighted for you to learn. But you'll also see something called document download. You won't have all of these sections, of course, you don't have the answer keys as the students, but you will have your active learning activity. So when you open up section resources, you should see a Word document for your ALA for that specific section. You can then download it to your computer, edit it, Save your answers to your computer and then upload that document to Blackboard. So as a reminder, all of your homework needs to be uploaded to Blackboard for me to grade it, but you can find it on Socratis. Now, if you guys remember from yesterday, you can also find this ALA homework assignment on Blackboard. So there are a couple ways to access it. However, if you go to Socratis, it will have an ALA for every single section. Now, when you look at the pacing guide, you'll notice the ALAs we assign to you and ask you to do are usually the ones that I am not lecturing on. So for example, I'm lecturing on changing the way we think and the stuff of science. So you're not doing an ALA on those two sections. However, if you're struggling with the material, if you want extra practice, maybe if you're preparing for an exam, doing the ALAs at the end of all of the sections is a really great way to study. And every single section will have an ALA assigned to it, all of these. Now, in order to find an ALA homework assignment, you can come to this Socratis, Integrated Biology, and all you need to do is find the title of the homework assignment that you're doing. So for example, let's say you're working on how to read the numbers. So you see that next week you have an ALA homework that's due called How to Read the Numbers. That name will match exactly with what's on Socratis. So I go to my biochemistry section and I look through all of the different section numbers and I see, here it is, How to Read the Numbers. So I can open that up. This will bring me to the textbook section. This I don't believe is printed off in your paper book, so this is an example of one that is only online. I have my objectives and the big idea, and then here is my textbook. So I open up all of these section concepts and I can read through everything. Now you have an ALA homework assignment due on this section, but I as the instructor am not teaching it. So if you're struggling with the material, this is where you should come, read through the textbook and see if that helps you out. Then, if it doesn't, you can come to recitation with questions or ask me, okay? We don't always lecture on every single chapter, one, because there's not enough time, but two, because a lot of this is going to be review for some of you who came straight out of high school or who took previous science and math classes. And so because of that, a lot of these concepts we have you practice through the ALAs, but we don't always have a full lecture around it. So if it's a new concept for you, please read through the textbook, the section concepts, before trying the ALA. Now to find the ALA, again, you can go to the document download section under section resources and click download for the ALA active learning activity. And as I showed you yesterday, when you go through that ALA document, it will be teaching you as you go. So there's a lot to read, there's a lot to learn from it. So that is how you find not only your textbook, but also your ALA homework assignments. Now I'm going to go back to the desktop. So again, this is what you see when you first log in. Here you will also see your 3S homework assignments, Skills for Success in Science. So I'm going to open up that tab. So anytime you have a 3S homework assignment due, this is where you come to find it. And again, here I have a few sections as well: laboratory skills, learning, academic, and life skills. We're not going through every single 3S. Again, we're only doing some for homework. You're welcome to look at all of them, but you don't have to. So when you have a 3S learning assignment, you come here and you really have to guess what section it's going to be in. So let's say my first 3S homework assignment I'm thinking of is observations in the laboratory. Well, that's probably under a laboratory skill, right? So I can go to my drop-down box, and sure enough, I can see something here about observation. Now the name will match exactly. So say I have something else about how to take a test. So I'll probably go to academic skills, and sure enough, here's taking tests. So again, you kind of have to guess on which section it will be under for the 3S's, but there really aren't a whole lot that you'll have to do. Now, when you go into the 3S, you won't have a textbook to read, but you will have different activities it's going to walk you through. So here is the document that you download. This is what you complete. You save to your computer and you upload to Blackboard for me to grade. Now, in order to fill out this document, you have to do the activities. So if you scroll down, you can read the objectives, you can open up the recitation, and then here's your activity. So you'll have to read through all of this. A lot of times there will be links that you follow that will take you to an outside website, okay? So make sure that you click on all of the links. If a link is ever not working, let me know. Still try to answer the questions best you can, but let me know if it isn't working. So you will read through all of the material, click on all of the different links, and that's how you will fill out your 3S homework assignment. All right, I'm going to go back to my desktop. We have a couple more sections to show you on Socratis. The other one that I really want you to know are your at-home labs. So you have a section on Socratis for your labs, and you will see all of the labs on the right-hand side. They should be going in order, okay? I also see them down here. So the first lab we're doing is the lab safety and scientific method. So in order to get that ready, once you get your lab kits, you're going to go onto this website and pull it up. You can then see what you're going to be doing, the materials you'll need, and then right here is where you find the document that you download, fill out, and upload to Blackboard. So this is your lab homework assignment or your lab analysis. So you're going to be filling that out and using that as you complete the lab. Now the last section on Socratis I want to show you is not one we're going to be utilizing in this course very often, but it is useful if you want to go through it yourself, and it's the work readiness module. So this talks about how to set up a resume, how to interview for a job, how to learn professional skills, soft skills for the workplace. Again, we probably won't be doing these as a class. Maybe I'll assign some as extra credit at the end if people need it, but otherwise these are here for you to look through if you would like on your own. So that in a nutshell is Socratis. Hopefully this helps you out. You can take a look at your version from the student's view and it should look very similar. Over here on the right-hand side, it will start tracking. As you go through, it will record and track your progress. I don't look at that. That's more for you. You can utilize it if you want to, okay? All right, I hope that helped. There's one other quick thing that I want to show you on Blackboard before I go. So here's my Blackboard screen. What I want to show you is how to find recordings for our class lectures. So if you needed to miss a lecture for some reason, or if the audio wasn't working on your end and you couldn't hear everything I said, hopefully we will have a recording of all of the lectures on Blackboard. I cannot guarantee it's always going to work, but I'm going to try it out and hopefully it will. So if you need to find a recording of a lecture that maybe you couldn't hear or you missed, go to our Blackboard Collaborate section, and this is how you log in for the classes too. And you guys all know by now this virtual classroom for recitation and lecture, this is where you go to access our classroom every Tuesday and Thursday. And remember, my recitation sections are on Tuesday for 005 and on Thursday for my section 409, but you'll use this same classroom. So I can drop down and you'll see a classroom that repeats for every single class period. So for Thursday, the 14th, I will click on 5/14, and that's the room I will go into. Now, in order to find the recordings, I need to go to this right here, the menu, these 3 horizontal bars. When you click on that, hopefully you see something called recordings, and hopefully it will pull up previous recordings for the class. Now again, I can't guarantee it's always going to work because we only have so much space on Blackboard to save these. But sure enough, here's our recording from yesterday, Tuesday, our very first class. So if you need to use it, please go back and watch the recording. All right, I hope that helped. Let me know as you guys go if you have any other questions, and thanks so much.